Welcome back to The Bottom Line. Love what you're watching? Don't miss a moment of The Bottom Line or any of your favorite Now Media TV shows, live or on demand, anytime, anywhere. Download the free Now Media TV app on Roku or iOS and enjoy instant access to our full lineup of bilingual programming in both English and Spanish. Prefer to listen on the go? Catch the podcast version of the show right on the Now Media TV website at www.nowmedia.tv. From business and breaking news to lifestyle, culture, and everything in between, Now Media TV is streaming 24/7, ready whenever you are. We are back with the amazing Krishna, someone with a mountain of accolades and experience that very much stands well above mine. So it's fun to talk about these really big, crazy concepts and a lot of the stuff that people really struggle with in business. So, this segment, we're actually going to be talking about one of the biggest challenges I've run into with my clients: finding funding. For so many, that process feels like you're running into locked doors, roadblocks, speed bumps. It gets really, really scary. So, Christian's really here to help us figure out how to approach this with confidence and clarity. So, Christian, it's such a pleasure to have you on the show. I'm excited to dive into this with you.
Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for the opportunity again, and I'm equally excited.
So, looking at this problem a little bit different, right? A lot of businesses need money to grow, yet funding often feels really inaccessible. And I'm excited for you to help guide our viewers on building that courage to identify opportunities and reframe funding, the whole funding process, as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. So, we're going to get right into it and get to the meat of what really matters. So, how do you help somebody feel brave when they're really trying to find that funding or that capital? Because I know it can be really scary. So how do you help them feel brave?
Yeah. So again, I think it boils down to your compelling value proposition in terms of what problem are you really solving in the market, right? Like how valuable it is, how critical it is, and that determines the whole lot of aspects, like in terms of scalability and everything else. Once that is very clear, the second thing from there is in terms of what are your real goals? Like, what are you trying to do with this company? Are you really thinking you want to, take it to $5 million in the next 2 years, and maybe $100 million in the next 5 years, or maybe eventually you want to go public and do some interesting stuff, or you want to build a company to like $50 million, and then at a $10 million EBITDA, sell at X multiples to a larger private equity group. So you need to have that game plan in place, and you should do a lot of homework, right? If you do a lot of homework, then you will be able to articulate in such a way that it helps others to see through things, and you will come out confidently. And my observation is most founders are like more reactive. They came this far with their personal funds, family funds, and now they want to go to the next level. Now they need money. That's just the immediate next step. That immediate next step could be your $100,000, $200,000, $500,000. That may sound big for you, but that may be very small for an investor. But what investor is looking at is, I'm betting this money, and I have options with couple other companies, right? If I'm investing in this, what is going to happen? If I'm investing in that, what is going to happen? And if I can sell my dream and give the investor an opportunity to be part of the dream, then he becomes your partner in your success. And if you present in such a way that what this can do for them, then the money is going to come in. But if you approach in a reactive way, I have this and now I am trying to do this. Now, if you can invest, this is the returns I can get, then you're always putting yourself in a defensive position. You're always in a position to convince others, which will be always hard. But then if you position yourself in a way where you have a plan, and you came this far, and then you're looking for like smart money, not just money, someone who could not only bring money, but they can also add strategic value. They could open doors. Somebody who has access to private equity group, somebody who has access to deal makers, somebody who can bring M&A game to your table apart from money, right? So if you have that plan, then you will strategically identify them. And then if you also can also create a player team around you, the experts and the advisors along with you, to show that you're fully prepared to go for the bigger game, then you attract money. You don't chase money. right? So then that is what I would recommend. It sounds a little unconventional, but that's the right way to do it. On the other side, I think building business credit is imperative for every small business, irrespective of the type of business, because you can build your business credit based on EIN without using your personal FICO and collateral. You can raise a bunch of money. You could easily get to 50K, 500K, and or a million or a couple million slowly as the business grows. Then you have vendor credits, state credits, and then you have all these lines of credits available for you that can help you to build your team and spend money in operations while you raise big money. The problem here is most small business owners, they do not have little money to do the right things, and then now they're chasing big money and they don't look good. So you need to look good when you're talking to folks who are at a different level, and then that cycle you're unable to break because you never had this luxury of having a couple $100,000 sitting on the side to do all the right things that you want to do. So then you're in the cyclical pattern, and then you keep losing time, and by the time you think that you're fully ready, and now it comes to a point of desperation. Now you want to either dilute your equity, or someone who is really big will just buy you pennies on a dollar. So this is a sad story that I see, but I think being proactive, taking one step back, being fully prepared, or be aware that investors, venture VCs, or whoever you're trying to approach, they have hundreds of deals sitting on the table on a daily basis, and they're trying to find diamonds in the rough. And how do you stand out? Yeah, not always these ideas are powerful, but that's okay. But as long as you have a plan, as long as you're sure about what you're doing here, and then you show the confidence. Okay, I have beta tested the product. Yes, I have few customers who are willing to sign up. Yes, I have few POCs in there. I have already sold this product to few customers. I saw there is some traction. I need to buy inventory. I need to deploy 10 designers. Yes, there is that they can see through things. And then you can have someone come in, and then help you out. And then you could show something that's valuable for them in the future. It's just not immediate money, right? I put in 10 in 100K and I make 10K. That's not what I'm looking at. I put in 100K, I make $5 million. Yes, I'm interested, but I can wait. There's no problem. But do you have a plan? So we don't come out this way. We come up, most founders and business owners are approaching as a regular format. I come to this level, I prepare my pitch deck, and okay, I pitch. It's almost like a sales call. It's not about push, it's about pull. You don't push anything to anybody. And then just because your pitch deck has reached to my desk doesn't mean I'm going to even look at it, because I'm looking at the person who is behind this, and then his vision and his dream. That's all. Everything else is just details.
That's a really good point. It's funny. You reminded me of a quote. I can't remember exactly who it was from, but it goes like, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And anything you do within business to grow, to succeed, to achieve anything, especially funding, is you got to have a good plan. It's all preparation. You have to have a good plan and the passion
Yes,
behind that plan. And that
absolutely.
passion is going to sell that plan to who has the funding capabilities. And
Yes,
from there, like you said, smart. You've got to find smart money. That to me has more weight than anything, because not only could that funding provide, yes, capital, but that funding opportunity can provide strategic insight,
absolutely.
connections, network that you don't have access to. So there's so much value in what you said. And honestly, I wish I was taking notes. I'm gonna have to watch this back and make sure I take some notes on that, because there's some very critical pieces that are easily missed. But with such a powerful talk like this, there's so much value that's been wrapped up. Where can our audience find you? How can they connect with you? How can they reach out, have a conversation, and learn from you directly?
I think best way is they can book a confidential discovery call by reaching out to my email, Krishna at geniusvisionaryinc.com. Again, Krishna at geniusvisionaryinc.com, and they can refer to the show, and I'll be able to accommodate them on my calendar, and then we can go from there.
Well, Krishna, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been such a pleasure. You've talked about a lot of different very powerful things, and we covered two big topics that a lot of businesses fear. There's a lot of struggle and scarcity and just a lack of understanding, for a better way to put it, in what really surrounds this. Now, when it comes to mergers, acquisitions, there's a lot that goes into it. It's all a lot of it's perspective and then minimizing risk. We've talked about funding, and a lot of that also boils down to, like we said, having a good plan and the passion not only to share that plan, share that vision, but execute it when the funding is available.
Yes.
No one wants to invest in something that's not going to have a return. Doesn't make sense. So if you don't have a good plan, no one's going to want to take the risk. So we have to minimize that risk. But Krishna, you've explored how to face those mergers and acquisitions without fear, and that's so vital. And how to find the funding with confidence, major part of that. And both are game changers for anyone looking to grow and succeed in business. So for our viewers, remember, success isn't about avoiding risk. It's about making informed, confident choices that move you forward. So until next time, stay focused, stay driven, make a good plan, and back it up with passion. This next segment we've got coming up, we have another guest with a bunch of vital, powerful information. So don't go anywhere. Stretch out, grab coffee, popcorn, whatever it is you've got to do. Get prepared because we have a lot more here on the bottom line.